presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed flyweight champion of the world, Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson!
Welcome to another edition of The Corners, one-on-one with Jason Schielke. I am your host, Jason Schielke, and today I am joined via Skype by not only the current, but the only UFC flyweight champion in the history of mankind, Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. Demetrious, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on. I truly appreciate being on.
So since your big victory over Joseph Benavidez, what's life been like for you?
Life's been good. I've been spending a lot with my family. I think it's the most time out of me and my wife's whole relationship and marriage that we spend with each other. I think it's going on about 2 months, just spending with her, and it's good. I've been staying in shape, and just can't wait to get back in the gym and get ready.
Good deal, man. And I saw that you had a new little one in July, so congratulations on that. How's that going for you? How's fatherhood treating you?
Fatherhood's treating me good. Me and my wife, we try to do a good job of trying to be active with him. He has swim lessons, and he's also doing little gym. So I'm able to make it to majority of his swim lesson and his little gym. So it's treating me good. I'm happy I can be a part of my son's life.
Nice. Now has turning into a father, has that changed your approach towards mixed martial arts at all? Has it given you a different outlook, or you still going into training everything with the same mentality that you had before you became a father?
I think it gives me a different outlook on training and fighting, just because this is what I did to provide for him and to make sure I can give him the life that I didn't have. And so I just make sure I don't take it lightly. I take it very serious. Make sure I don't get injured when I'm training, and when I go into a fight, I just go ham.
Right on. And speaking of training, from what I understand, you're getting back in the full swing of things this week. Starting tomorrow.
Yeah, that is true. I'll be get back in the full swing of things, get my body back in the training shape, and then once we get the call up who I'm fighting next, and that's when I'll my body be in good shape, and I'll be ready for hardcore training.
So no word on who's next in line for you in the cage?
Nope, no word at all. So I'm just I don't worry about that. I just keep on training, and when I get the call who it is, we'll be fully prepared for whoever it is.
Good deal, my man. Now that we got all the MMA stuff out of the way, let's talk about some video games, man. I know you're a big gamer. Of course, you're sponsored by Xbox. I got my Xbox One on day one, of course. I've been a big Xbox fan since the very first one. What's your initial thoughts on the Xbox One? What do you think about it? What's your favorite features about it? And is there anything that from now that the dust has settled that you're kind of wish they would have improved on a little bit?
Gotcha. I would say anything that they could improve on. I don't think it's Microsoft itself. I think they built a great system with the Xbox One. I'm just the type of guy who I just want a system that just games. I don't really worry about hooking up to the TV or cable. I have DirecTV for my cable. But as far as that, they made a great gaming console. They just need to, it's just going to take time for them to get more games out for the system. Like I felt when Xbox 360, when they announced that they're coming to Xbox One, I felt Xbox 360 just started to get its foot on the ground and make, pretty sweet games. So, they got games that are coming out that I'm looking forward to. But other than that, it's a great system.
Now, speaking of which, I know that, we got Titanfall coming out. We got Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, if that's your type of thing. They're remaking RBI Baseball, which is kind of a throwback to the day. What games are you really looking forward to?
Obviously, the Halo. I'm really looking forward to the next Halo. I think it's going to be Halo 5. I'm kind of looking forward to Destiny, but not really, just because it's all it is a shooter. I'm a huge fan of MMOs. But it's only shooting, so it's almost kind of like, oh, you're just going to shoot. You got a pistol. It's not like, lightning or, dragons and all that stuff. I'm looking forward to finally finishing all the characters on Killer Instinct. That's like one of the games I play a lot now. And I'm looking forward to Castlevania Lord of Shadows 2. Even though it's not on Xbox One, it's one of the games I've been following since the very beginning. And just whatever they come out, because they have a huge list, but I'm not a big sports fan game guy. Obviously, the new UFC, I'm really looking forward to that game.
Yeah, that game, I've seen some screenshots from that, and it's I know that there's not a huge graphic difference in between the 360 and the One, but the character models that I've seen so far for the Xbox One version are just incredible. And I'm really interested to see how they're going to build upon what they, all the improvements that they made between, Undisputed 2, I think it was 2013, if I remember correctly, the third edition, if I may be wrong there.
It was just UFC 3. I think it was just UFC 3, I believe, but I think you were right.
Yes, it was something like that, because they did add some cool features, like, as far as training camps go in between fights, being able to boost these stats for a certain fight with sacrificing these stats. What type of innovations are you looking for in the next generation UFC game?
Well, I believe that, the graphics are already going to be, top notch, because when I saw a picture of myself, I saw a picture last night of Cub Swanson and Scott Jurgensen, and Cub Swanson, like, his back tattoo was just pretty much spot on. Like, it was pretty to see it. I was like, damn, that looks like Cub Swanson. And, it'll be interesting. I never played UFC, I'm not, Boxing Fight Night by EA, but I heard the mechanics on it, how you use the joystick to throw your punches. You want to throw a jab, you just go like this. If you want to throw jab cross, you go 1-1, like 1-2, 1-2, 3. So I think if they make it like that, that'd be pretty sweet. But I'm just looking forward to it, just to see how they develop it. And they also have women's MMA in it as well, so I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think that's really cool, because especially with women's MMA is finally coming to its own. Of course, it's developing a brand of superstars within its own within the UFC, and so I think that having that in the game is really going to help the popularity of women's mixed martial arts and get that out there to the more casual fan that may not be aware that it's out there. So I think that's definitely a good part on EA doing that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, I'm pretty sure a couple of kids are going to be playing a game, and they're going to pick Ronda Rousey, and I'm like, those girls that fight? And then next time, they might see her, like, headlining a card, like, Mom, we should order that. So you're totally right.
So as far as the launch titles go, what have you been playing out of the initial batch of games that came with the release?
The big batch of games I've been playing, obviously Call of Duty Ghost. Whenever time, I kind of get tired of getting killed all the time because I'm not very good. Killer Instinct, I need to put more time in that to get better. I fought one of my buddies at the gym on it, and he recorded and he beat me up. But I won 3 out of 2, but he kept on beating me up. And then the game that I play all the time is Final Fantasy 14, A Realm Reborn Online. That's the game that's like, when my wife says, babe, you can play video games, I'm like, she ain't got to tell me twice. And I'm sitting there. So those are the games I play right now.
Nice. Yeah, I actually have a buddy of mine that told me to go pick that up, and I was a little bit skeptical because of the Final Fantasy game on Xbox that was on the 360. I got that, and I really wasn't a big fan of it. But now that I have endorsement from you, endorsement from my buddy, I may have to pick that up and try it out.
Yeah, I mean, I got it for the PC, and it's just like I got a great Microsoft laptop, and I'm playing on that, and it's just like. It's like night and day. I just love playing it. Just because for me, when I play video games, like when you play like Call of Duty Ghost or whatever, you go online, you kill somebody, then it's like, let's say you get 35 kill streak. There's like no reward to it. It's like, oh, I got 35 and 0 kills. But like when I play Final Fantasy, and like it's almost like I'm investing my time in a video game, and like I can see the results. Like when I walk around and have all this badass gear on, everybody's like, oh, this man, he's pretty good. And I'm like, you damn right I am. And that's why I like playing that game. My wife just laughs at me because she makes fun of me all the time when I'm playing it. She goes, there's this person who's on my team. She goes, kitty cat. Is that kitty cat?
That is awesome. So as far as PC gaming goes, are there any other games that you play, or are you just kind of hooked on Final Fantasy 14 right now?
Just Final Fantasy 14 and obviously Killer Instinct and
All right, so before we move off the topic of gaming, how did you get started playing video games? What was your first system whenever you were a kid? And what game was that first game that you got that you just sat there and played for hours and hours and hours until you finally beat it?
I believe my first system I got to play was Nintendo, the original one. Wasn't an Atari. My sister had the Nintendo, and I remember she had these turquoise green little pouches that she had all her cartridges in. And one of my favorite games I used to play was Zelda, the very first one. And then my mom, she used to play Nintendo with me. We used to play Contra, Super Contra, number 2. And that was one of the games I would just sit there and play. And like, well, I'll come home, from elementary, and me and my mom would sit there and play the game and beat the game. And then like she would get mad at me if I grabbed the spread balls because you shoot the thing, and she goes, "Don't grab my super balls." I'm like, "I got them," and then she'd be like, "Those are mine. I got next one." So, but Super Contra was like probably my favorite games I get to when I was playing when I was growing up.
Yeah, that I think for all of us that grew up during the Nintendo generation, we'll never forget up, down, down, left, right, BA, start.
Yeah.
They'll forever be ingrained in all of our memories. So,
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Johnson, I truly appreciate you taking out your time. I know you're really busy. Are there any shout-outs that you'd like to give out before we let you go for the day?
Yeah, shout out to all my fans for following me and watching all my fights, and my coaches, my teammates, AMC, Endzone Athletics, Body Science for my compression gear, Microsoft obviously for getting behind me. Shout out to my wife for hooking up this interview, and my little boy, I love him. And thank you for having me on.
Hey, not a problem. And for people that don't know, that should know, how can they follow you on social media?
You guys should follow me on Twitter. It's at Mighty Mouse UFC, and I also got a Instagram account. I don't post pictures like every day, but I do post pictures, and I think it's Mighty Mouse UFC 125. So you guys follow me if you guys like.
All right. Well, this has been Jason Schielke. I've been joined by Demetrious Johnson. Once again, thank you so much for your time. It's been a great pleasure to talk to you today.
Likewise.